Blessings, everyone. Welcome. Blessings, everyone. Welcome once again to um, Reflections of Riverman here on Humanity Healing. And I just want to say thank you for your longevity of listening to me over the years. And I'm glad to be here. Missed you last week. However, that was occupied with something else, obviously. I'm not going to try to apologize, but I do apologize. I like to show up here every week and speak with you. And this morning, the message is about truth and love or denial, and how we have a choice and how we can achieve that choice in many ways. But the key is to start to begin to think about it. And we all know that it's a challenge. And good morning, Libiana. And part of my journey is to help others come to a place within themselves where they can shift their thinking into, I have a powerful energy. I am a powerful energy. And everything that is weighing down on me it's weighing down. You're not imagining that, but I have power over that. And what we've been taught in our whole lifetime is that, well, everybody has to suffer. And true, everybody will suffer at some point in their life, but you don't have to. You have a choice. When you submit to saying suffering's okay, it's what I want to do, then you're going to get more of it. You're asking for it. This is the, saying, okay, I'm going to be the victim. Come get me. And I'll tell you that I experienced most of my life in that victim state. And I had actually died and came back to get rid of it. And I don't highly recommend that for everyone. Many of us have done that unintentionally. Most of us who have had that happen have had it happen because we are to be here now in this moment of shifting paradigms. And I use that word, and I'm not going to relate it to what anybody else says about it, but what I'm looking at is that the evolutionary process of us as humans and the evolutionary process of planet Earth coincide with each other. They also coincide with the greater galactic family. There is nothing we can do, even with all our brains and our artificial intelligence, to stop that. It's the natural process of evolution. And anybody who thinks they can own a piece of that or manipulate a piece of that for their own personal power and wealth, they're delusioned. They're delusioned by their brain, who seeks all of this energy, all of this. It's like getting high, and many of you know what I'm talking about, drugs. And it's like, sort of like crystal meth. I mean, you go boom. Not that I've done that, but I have done drugs that did that to me in my lifetime, as many of you have. And you know that feeling of ecstasy you get from that. But it's not real. What it is a supercharge to your neural network. And it's addictive and it's life-taking. And this is what's happening right now, is the fact that we have a world in chaos. and it seems like there's no way out. So today I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. 2 words: truth and love. And there's only one word that opposes it in my talk today, and that's denial. What are we denying in ourselves? Who are we denying in ourselves? How do we look in the mirror and ask the mirror, if I had a gun, would I use it? And seek an honest answer. For me, the answer was yes. I will never own a gun. Simple questions, simple answers. Not from what the world is telling us. Simple answers from what our heart is telling us. This is the shifting paradigm. Letting go of what's being jammed into our head and our mind, and listening to the inner self, which is connected to the higher self, the self we don't see, the self that's not visible, the self that came into your mother's womb and grew into a physical human being. I'm not trying to lecture you, but I'm trying to just point out everyday things that are in our face, and they're getting thrown in our face, or for lack of better words, they're vomiting on us with this. But those 2 words, truth and love, are the keys to our future. And each of you have an opportunity to tap into it with a guide. The guide that I was guided to look at today was a Midiel, a manifesting angel who brings truth and helps you to honor your truth. Because our truth is stuffed away. When we are children and harmful things happen to us, we can't understand, because on one hand we're told this is the way we're supposed to be, and then somebody does completely the opposite of what they're saying. You just take it and shut up. You deserve it. Whatever words were said to you. In that moment, that child sends that to a place, I don't know whether it's in our brain or it's out of our brain, but it's there and it's locked behind the door. And you all know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just reminding you. And this stuffing action is automatic, really. And it allows us to live on beyond that tragic, overwhelming moment. And if we didn't do that, we go into crisis then, and the crisis gets worse and worse and worse as children. And many children right now are like that. We as adults have moved through that because we're a different generation. But right now it's so heavy, and they're getting it from so many angles that this is why we're having a disturbance with all of these tragedies that there is no reason to have. And so that as we get older, all of that trickles through our body, and it makes us walk a certain way down the street. It makes us relate to each other in a different way than we normally would with an open, loving, kind heart. Basically, it's an entrainment. And it's been done to all of us. It doesn't matter who's done it. Maybe it was just an accident. Maybe. The key right now is to not maybe I'm suffering from it. Look in the mirror and say, I am suffering. And I'm suffering and I don't know why. And I seek to find out. And I don't need medicine, although some of us do, because we've totally put our neurological system into crisis. But we can look at it and say, I just need help. Reach to the angels, to the skies, to the gods you believe in. Whatever supreme power that you relate to, speak to it and ask for its advice. They're ready and willing to help us. No matter what you call them, how you see them, they're spirit beings. I call them spirit beings. Because right now what's happening here is affecting what's happening where they are. Because we're all connected. Sort of like in our body. If we got a bad liver, that's going to affect this over here. So what we're doing now is looking at humanity and each one of us individually as a sort of a cell in a much larger body. And we're all working together, or we're all fighting each other. We're all treating each other like we're a cancer or a poison. And I feel sad when I see groups of people and they don't speak to each other. They don't smile at each other. They walk around, the theory of zombies. Well, in many places I go, it's almost exactly that feeling. And when you try to smile or you try to engage, in a cheerful manner, they just keep walking. I want you to take a breath right now. That's why I'm here today, is I want everyone to see that there's a way out. I have my show notes that I wrote. That'll go in my blog. I don't read them all here. They're my guideline. But there's a message from Matravani, wisdom of Sri Anandamaya, or Mei Ma. Truth itself will assist in every way him, and I will add, or her, who has gone forth in search of truth. And that's the key. Somebody from India, Jyoti. Hello. Leani, hello. Leanne Diamondula, pleasure. Thank you all for being here. Because this truth is within us. The truth never went away. It's just been stuffed and buried beneath all of the debris of life that we've gone through. It's like cleaning out your attic is really what it's like. We stuff. We can't find it anymore. We're lost in our own beingness. And so what's happening now in this new paradigm is we've entered through a gateway. The gateway is now open. It's open to everyone. No one will be refused. What stops us is we've got the old saying keeps popping up. You can't send the camel through the eye of the needle. You have to unload all the garbage off of it, and then it can go through the eye of the needle. That's what we're doing. We're moving into a new time, space, evolutionary process. And it's not that you can't take what is positively and honestly who you are, but it's all of this falsity. It's all of this imagining. It's all of this storytelling, all of these movies. We've become characters on stage, as Shakespeare said. This is not something that's just being brought forward now. We've known this, but we didn't understand what it would be like to be an actor on that stage. We didn't know that whether we would be the hero or the one who's forlorn. Now we're seeing it. And now we realize that the plot is getting worse and worse and worse. We're not the writers of that plot, we're the actors in it. We have the right to change the script. We are the ones we have been waiting for. I'm looking at the time. I don't want to go too long because I know I can. So, Archangel Amitio said, as we've entered into the gateway of a new paradigm, and suggests that we begin to seek eternal truth where we resonate in harmony with our soul memory. Not our human brain memory, our soul memory. The memory of something that many of us can't remember or don't believe. But that there's a power within us that is to live in balance and harmony within the Garden of Eden. I'll use that term, Garden of Eden. Several people who love the Bible and its stories and live their lives by it as best they can and will argue with me about what's written. And I ask them, how many times has any ancient teaching been rewritten since its first draft? How many things have been changed over and over and over again to relate to the era that the writer was in? And I say this because I'm writing a book with 4 other people. And we're going through it. This is at least the 4th or 5th time before we even get an editor to go over what we did. And every time we go through it, we realize that, oh, it would be better if we said this. It's more in alignment with the story. If you were writing it and you were controlling people with that book, if the book was one in which you were guiding people to, govern them in some way on behalf of whatever, you will make it read what will benefit you. Not that it will harm them, but it will be an expense for them. Let's play follow the leader. And I'm not trying to attack anybody's religious beliefs. I love those. There's so much wisdom in them. But you have to pick out where the wisdom is and where the garbage is. Just like I'm talking to you right now. You have to pick up what resonates with you And what you think is garbage, throw it in the trash. I'm not offended. I'm just speaking from my heart. And that's where we come back to. We need to speak from our hearts. We need to live from our hearts, not from this brain up here, which is now being replaced with artificial information. Take the fear, take the pain, the suffering, the questioning. Come into your heart and say, I no longer will take everything as the truth. I want to see, feel, smell, and taste the truth. I just don't want to mentally have truth. I want to experience truth. And know that it's going to be challenging. But I said, we are the ones who chose to be here now. It's our responsibility to the future generations. Midiel suggests that we begin to seek eternal truth. Eternal truth. And he is also willing to help us open our personal gateways in order to release our past trauma. We all carry trauma, whether it's a little bit or it's 5 gallons. It doesn't matter. What matters is, how is that trauma affecting our decision making right now in our present physical being? We focus on darkness. We look at the movies, we see darkness. Once in a while, there's a bright light movie. I don't watch TV. I don't tap into all of that, because when I look at it, it's, it's no longer entertaining for me. It becomes real, because what they're saying is real. It's really happening. When they show you these war movies and they show you these things, I mean, it's really happening. It's not just a movie. Never was. We've been taught to be entertained. When I was a child, I was taught to be entertained. And I wanted 2 6-guns so I could go shooting Indians. And a rifle. I wanted all of that. That's what was put in my brain, that was okay. And in that civilization, we had immigrants from another country come to America and put a bounty on the scalps. You know your scalp, this part right here, the hair, $50 a piece. This was way back. And people did it. I want you to take a deep breath with that, because I know it's hard to vision. They took their land. They did it in Europe too. All of you in Europe. The Romans came through. What's his name, came from the north east of you, slaughtered you, killed your wives and children, took them away. The rivers were bloody. I keep saying this because I want you to see the importance of why we have to shift, why we have to come back into the sovereignty of who we really are. Not to go against them, not to create a war, but to realize that each one of us deciding to do something in a different manner, a more positive manner, not only frees us, it frees everybody else to say, hey, that person changed. They're really a nice person now. Or, wow, I didn't know I could have this conversation with you. So take what I'm saying and do what you will with it. Support it with other readings, support it with seeking a better way of looking at life, a better way of releasing your own traumas, and replace that darkness with light. It's like the sun. It's like the moon. The moon, when it gets full, it replaces a lot of darkness. When it's a new moon, I have to wear a headlamp to walk up the street. When it's full moon, I don't need it. It's brighter. I feel safer. And that's where the love and the healing come from, is from the light, the peace, and the love. And the darkness will disappear gradually. You will feel better. You will change your diet. You will get more exercise. You will do things that you never thought you could do. I know I got a long way to go. I'm not perfect. I'm not doing all of this. I can talk about it. And this is my role. As I said, as I speak, I have to act like I speak. So I thank all of you for listening to my talks, because it gives me an opportunity to see inside myself and see where I need a little tweak here, or I need to turn the channel. And the bottom line is, the last of my notes is, let us find our darkness, accept our denial, and receive all that we need that has been there, but hidden beneath our misunderstanding. I don't know what the word was, but we truly are what power that we each individually have. And even more so as a collective, when it comes together, joined at the heart, free of the past, shines light upon everyone. Bless you all. 11:01. So I'm going to read, if I can find it, is a message that I received the other day. Let's see. Okay, I know where I gotta go. Gotta know where to go. It's called Love 411. And it's on my page and it's on my blog. Well, I haven't got it on the blog yet, but it'll be there shortly. When I get to it. Just like this goes on my YouTube channel. So cheer up. We all have our issues. And I'm going to read this, and then I want to read your notes if you want to stick around. So this is Love 411, written on the 15th at 4:11 p.m. This message came as I was texting to somebody who was going through some serious issues. When we gather at the crossroads, there is always a moment of which way we go next. As we come together, I'm going to put this in the thing here. Hang on a minute. Copy. I'll put it here. You can read it with me. Okay. Let me begin again. When we gather at the crossroads, there is always a moment of which way we go next. As we come together and allow Spirit to show us the way, we become wiser. The turbulent energies subside and we move forward. Each of us with our heart open. With our minds subdued, we return to our innocence that counterbalances the darkness. Love and blessings to each of you who read this, and know that you are always loved beyond your understanding of love. Love is not something you desire. Love is who you are. Those words came through me for another person, yet as they came through me, they awakened something in me. It gave me a purpose once again, renewed my purpose for being here. And as I look at your comments, I thank you so much, and I will read them all. And know that I will respond with a heart or a message if you need. And you can find me on Facebook, Charlie Riverman Bertrand. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me anywhere. And what I'm feeling is happening now for all of us is that we need to find people that we appreciate. Doesn't have to worship them, but appreciate what they might be having to say. Seek them, because they're going through the same thing we're going through. Some of them are way out there. I can be way out there for some. And if I am, that's fine. You don't have to listen. But know that right now, each one of you have a wisdom inside of you that you could use. And you could teach others. And instead of saying, oh, I'm going to be somebody's guru, or I'm just going to speak my truth from my heart. Not the brain that's trying to move through all the sadness that show the news is sad and depressing. Yeah. Doesn't mean you can't watch it if you need to watch it. And I tune into the headlines. I don't sometimes get into all the stories. And most of the time when they're negative, I send love and energy to that. Because I know that I have that love and energy. It's not something I create. It's something that created me. And I was born as an accident. There was no intention of me being a child to my parents. Neither one of them wanted children because of their own childhoods. I can now forgive them. They didn't have clue one what they were going through. And many of us don't have a clue one what we're going through. So wake up, know that this, what we call paradigm shifting, is taking place. There is nothing that can stop it. It's natural, it's normal, it's the evolution of planet Earth, and it's the evolution of humanity. We can be a part of it. We can contribute to it. We can add cherries to it and bananas to it and make this beautiful, ice cream float if you want. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. We are love. Bless you all. And yeah, just keep those thoughts in your mind gently and just flow and see what arises. But know that all that trauma that's, I'm going to say, not stored in your brain, it's stored in another dimension, which they've politified right now. So that they're not talking too much about it. It open that gate and allow it to trickle through and at a level that you can deal with, because many of us have had severe traumas. And so I'm not advising just open the gate. But when you feel something coming up, say, oh, okay, here's something from my past. Look at it and say, this reminds me of. And you don't have to go into details. And if you do, then find somebody to counsel with and seek help, because it's needed right now. We need all the help from each other that we can get. We're all in it together. I love you. I'll let you go. If anybody who know me well, I'll talk for days. So blessed be, and we'll see you next Friday. And happy St. Patrick's Day. Love, love.